it's just been a really busy month, honestly. Ooh, it is Royal Knights. Love Royal Knights. All right. Love this deck. All right, so we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. We're gonna try our best to keep at it. Essentially, we have the King Brazil, which is its own special thing, and we're playing against looks like a Greymon variant. Also, fun fact: the Bandai website, their official card builder has not been updated with the new cards, which is a little sad for me. I kind of need those cards. But that's okay. We'll pile through. All right, there he is. So he's got a lot. He's got a lot going on. All right, and looks like so swung in with the Omegomon, which has an on deletion to put, tuck a source underneath there, and then the Brazil lets you reduce it by 4 and then 1 for each, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So this was played for 3. It's the Dynasmon, and Dynasmon is probably the best starter for this deck too. You're able to use the effect. One, it's very cheap. It's only cost 10, so this was again a 3 cost. But being able to use that to wrong save button. Dang, and it's probably already over. All right, looking top 4. You look top 4, you find 2 things, 2 Royal Knights, and you just kind of hang out there. So, all right, going up the chain, going into Agu X, looking at top 3, getting a Greymon, the Security Attack +1 inheritable from the first starter deck. It looks like we already have a Tai and a Cool Boy established. And just going straight into it, get the memory back from the Tai Tamer as well. Going into the Greymon X to draw an additional card. And then tucking the X antibody underneath. That'll help you get some protection there. And yeah, it's, again, the Royal Knight deck's very, very interesting. You get a lot from it. And Greymon. Man, I gotta say, like the fact that Greymon's so flexible in its deck building is super difficult for classification on a website of some kind. Let's see, I have a case coming in. Nice. I got only 4 boxes for this one, so we went there. All right. And then we got Genkuamon, which is probably one of the best ones in my mind for these. So essentially, you get to play one from underneath. So looks like you were able to get the All Fours, which means that you had 2 bodies, which means you get to strip 4 sources from this, which is very, very strong. All Fours is kind of wacky as a card for this because it counts itself for its effects too, which is kind of weird. A very, very strong card. Luckily, you had enough sources to not get bounced back to hand completely, but you are pretty much starting from the beginning. The only kind of risk about Genkuamon is you really want to have those amount of sources. So if you do, you are not able to, continually establish something, you do get kind of punished for it. So, all right, hitting into security attack +1 with Gaiomon there. Oh yeah, sorry, he's swinging into Genkuamon. Yeah. Which does have blockers, so it could have been a redirect as well. Probably just asking if it had piercing. All right, yep. So you're sucking up back the All Fours Vidramon. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 reduction off your Drizzle. You don't have the delay option yet, which is usually kind of important. And I would not know immediately what protection exists for that stack. I almost want to wager no protection. Oh, no, you have one. You have 1 protection there. All right, so this is the Gallantmon Secret Rare. Yeah, because you have the promo there. So this Gallantmon's pretty cheap, depending on how many cards, but this is also able to, I believe this is raid into the Gaiomon. And I could be wrong. I think you should have been a 13k? Should those have traded, or was that correct, that it was able to directly attack over it? don't think it's that. There's a Gallimon. So yeah, delete was something with 13k or more, which was the case. Oh, when attacking too. That's right. That's right. That's right. You just use the effect right. So it doesn't have raid. It has rush. Yeah. So you use the on play and then you did the when attacking. So you try to delete it twice. So you got rid of one protection, not both. Okay, my bad. There's a Gallimon in this list that most people play in this list that does have raid, but that is not it. And then we also do have the Royal Knight option in the back there. Which just lets you play something for free underneath it. You don't get the on-play effects. I think it'd be pretty broken if you could. Especially because you could just put Omnimon underneath and then just bump it back out. But this can be really, really nice for getting like just another source out, like another attack or something. And there are a lot of effects that some of these Royal Knights have that you really don't care about. The on-play is not why you want to play it anyways. So, and then the fact that it gets rushed means that you can attack over something if you need to. For example, if you're able to get the Gallimon out again, you could attack with it with rush, which means then you can also use its when attacking effect that we just saw proc off. So, and it looks like Hung's going back up the chain, going through all the sources there. I mean, there's two cool boys there. There's a tie. It has blocker now. If this was actually, it might not have blocker. It probably has blocker, right? Because it started main phase with tie. All right, and then going into Greymon, which should be large enough to swing over the Gallant if you so desire, yeah, which seems to be the case. Again, being able to get rid of it means it doesn't get sucked up underneath the your Drizzle, which is very good, actually. You being able to deny those resources is strong, especially with the Purge of the Royal Knights out. You could have just brought out the Gallant again and try to, pressure the Greymon, so we'll have to see what the decision here. You did pass a lot of memory at 5, so there can be some combos with this, especially if you're able to play something, keep it your turn, and then you're able to play the All Force. All Force doesn't have an on-play effect. It's all turns when a card is played, which is very similar but different. All right, so we're playing the Omnimon there. And, oh, we're just popping it. We're just going for it. Yeah. All right, so going through the effects. And then that should remove all sources, put Greymon back in hand. You do have to get rid of your Drizzle, which means that your delay option is not doing anything anymore, but it does mean that you can really pressure for a lot of damage. It's a little risky. I'd say it's maybe a little bit early for doing these plays, but it can win. So we'll have to see if the decision. So, yeah, it sure did. There we go. There it is. What are you actually afraid of? Maybe like a Hades Force, but even then, like with nothing in raising, you were somewhat safe to do that. So Bradley takes round 1 there. But yeah, that Omni is incredibly, I don't know. It's a very, very good card. Most win conditions, like, they're kind of inflexible, as in they're only really good for like using their effects there, but being able to just say, okay, I'm using Omnimon, like the fact that like even like mid game, you can just use it to play. It's a little expensive, but just to get rid of a stack is very good, very, very strong. There it is. I really like this deck. It's really fun. It's a really fun deck. It is, again, a little bit restrictive on how expensive it can be, but I think it's a very, very fun deck. Yeah, so essentially what happens is that this Omni has an effect. And then on play when Digivolving, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon, or you play one of each Digimon with a different name, and the Royal Knights trait from your Devolution cards on the Digimon in your breeding area without paying the cost. If you played a Digimon by this effect, trash one Digimon in your breeding area, and all your Digimon gain rush for the turn. So what he was able to do was he was able to play this. You pretty much it is a bit of a glass cannon maybe. I don't know if that's the right word because it's not super brittle, but you lose all of your future reductions essentially. You say I pop my entire reduction engine, and I get to fill a board with a bunch of these guys, and try to go for. They all have rush, which is a little silly, And especially since you can just have 5 attacks go in very easily later in the game. And normally when you play them, you have a really good shot of just clearing your opponent's board at the same time. Since there's so many good on-play effects and everything else. And since Omni doesn't care about the on-play, like it doesn't restrict the on-play effects, it's usually very, very strong. All right, so looks like we have Bradley okay with their opening hand. We'll see how Hung Lee's feeling about theirs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I will say, like, Royal Knights, there is a lot going on. Like, all the cards have a good chunk of text for them. Yeah, there's not a sim. There's a tabletop mod for it that's very good. I haven't tested it in a minute, so I'm not sure if it's up to date, but it is very strong. All right, so we're starting off with the Mogdamon, which is probably, again, a solid starter for us as well. You get to play it for free. It's really flexible because it's the cheapest Royal Knight that you can play outright. And so, like, turn 1, he's really good for, like, doing a little bit of, like, not giving your opponent a lot of memory. But also just the fact that he is a blocker, and he will draw you a card when he leaves. So I think that's kind of good for him. Let's see. All right. Yeah, because he has the effect when this Digimon would leave play. So going into the breeding area is technically leaving play. You get to draw a card. And then another Dynasmon, so being able to get some more search. So top 4, finding some Royal Knights. We see 2 Omnis, so probably getting 1. And I think that was a Genkuomon. I believe it was. All right, and back to Hung. And just the... Like, it looks like they've got a little bit of rough hand. I believe they mulliganed to the hand they got. They do have 2 rookies, but it looks like they're probably a little stalled. It might not have a... Yeah, it might not have a level 4. Oh, I did not... excuse me, I did not put the timer up. I will correct that right now. There it is. Yeah, it's just Greymon.deck. It's, again, really tricky for me as a content creator to, like, find a way to differentiate them, but there it is. All right, play the Jesmon. Very good, like, rookie killer. You just play him, and then he does the thing. So you can increase his popping ability by using his effects. So he can have you can make him 8K really quick. If you get him from like Genkuomon, he's an 8K, and just kind of everything else. Or if you like use the Purge of the Royal Knights, you can bring something out early and then play Jesmon to get the additional. So I think he's pretty solid. But we're playing the Sistermon Blanc, which there's a lot of synergy with the Royal Knights and everything else. And then we played the Craniumon, which that's the new one, right? Yeah, I believe it is. I actually have not seen like the all art in person, so he's just essentially a big blocker that's really hard to remove. Nothing too crazy. And there you go. We got rid of the Blanc, and we have 4 cards in our underneath our egg right now, so that's very nice for us there. So Dante, it's a very, very convoluted deck, but I recommend looking up how Royal Knights work. It's very weird. It's unlike any other deck in the game. All right, so you could probably let's see. Yeah, for 6 you get 3 back because of your eggs, but you got to put something underneath there. So it looks like we're pulling a Leopardmon, but Omni would have been for free, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have a 12 reduction on anything you play. So you could pass to 1, but there's a Yuya on the other side, so they're getting 3 no matter what. I think if you're ahead like this, I think Omni would not have been like the worst play, because we know it's in hand, right? Royal Knights seem slow. Not as slow as you'd think at times, because they sometimes just go off. All right, and we're getting a Sistermon, so we trash 1 from hand, and then draw 2. We know Omni's in hand. Yeah, it's just it's a weird like I don't really know. There's not like a lot of conventional ways to describe this deck. It's kind of like a control deck that just OTKs you out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if people start playing just like the wacky security bombs to try to get around it, but especially since we're on game 2 and you won game 1, I think you can be a little risky if you wanted to. At the same time, I don't think he's losing this next turn. And when you do play, you don't have a lot of removal. I guess Jessamon can have some removal. I believe that's a win rate 60%, discarding a Greymon to go into the Black War Gray there. It goes underneath it at the start of your turn, and you have no choice in the matter. All of your Royal Knight cards have to go underneath it. Yeah, I did make a video on my YouTube kind of going over the deck. If you guys want to check it out, and it just goes a little bit more detail, better than what I can do on the fly right now if you're truly interested after this. But I'll put the egg back up there. The egg is very... very interesting. By the way, I did, as I kind of mentioned, I did just open my packs boxes. I got them a little late. I got, out of 4 boxes, I got 3 Drizils and 1 alt art. So I have my 4, and I can use the alt art on top, which is really nice. I'm really happy about that. Very, very good. There's a strong chance it's what I play at Gen Con. We'll see if that's true or not. Is there a decent control deck, or is everything just kind of a flavor of aggro? I mean, how would I say it? I think every deck wants to OTK. I think most decks in this game want to OTK. All right, and yeah, we're popping. We're going through our stuff. We're going to try to get the pop there. All right, so we have... yeah, so first the 4. You have to do it in order of how you play them. And then with Jessamon, you should be able to attempt to get rid of this Black War Gray. Pizza time! Where's my pizza? No joke, I'm having salad for dinner tonight, so that's like anti-pizza. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's what I believe he was trying to do. So we got that Black War Gray X on the other side of the board, right? Which is, gets some redirects. Yeah, but it can only redirect the highest attack. But does it have the blocker? Okay, it has blocker because of tie. Yeah. All right, Greymon inheritable there. Yeah. Swing there, gets deleted. Gets to draw a card. No Vmon coming out of hand. Unsurprising. You can't win right now. All right. Everything has blocker, by the way. At least everything I think on board right now has blocker. And then all force, you get to get rid of all the sources. You can't get rid of X antibody because of the effect of X antibody. And since it has a source underneath it, you can't bounce that back to hand with all force. So you are maybe a miscalculation. X antibody makes a lot of source destruction decks very sad, and just a lot of I'm going to say unintentionally good matchups for those decks, right? Salad on a pizza? That's true. What was the DP of that Black War Greymon? Because the Jesmon was 17k? I think you're right. Because Jesmon does get the boost. Yeah, you see the pizza? Yeah, I'm not just like unconsciously being like, man, pizza sounds good right now. Yeah, I wouldn't know the DP of that. It's plus 2k for sure because Yuya was there, right? Let's see. Hades Force to maybe pop one thing. Sure. Yeah, it says all of your Digimon. Yeah, so I'm not sure. That might have been a misplay. Let's see, what are... Yeah, just one was plus 6k, but the whole board was too, yeah. Yeah, so this is like, you know, in the first game how it really popped off, right? Where, you know, you popped your egg and then you're able to go off with it. But now you're kind of in a little bit of trouble. All right, Omni and just popping their board. But no rookie and raising means you're probably good, but giving them 10 means they could play a level 4 out and go up in main. Oh, there's an Agu X. Gaiomon, Agu X, and a Metal Gray X. But yeah, the blast mechanic looks really interesting. I haven't tested it very much. I think the two that we got for box toppers aren't incredibly good right now, but I think there's some cool stuff you can do with it. I'm happy to see just different cards like that. My only issue is that additionally, I don't think there's as much like... It's kind of easy to play around too, right? I could be wrong on this, but I think that there's so many... Like if you just don't attack, which a lot of people don't do until they get to their big boss monster anyways, there's not like a lot to be worried about. Now if it was like counter like them digivolving or like doing anything, it'd be tempting, but like since it's only kind of restricted to attacks as far as I've understood it, then if you just don't attack and you just go up your line and stuff and play patient, you can play around it kind of nice. So I don't know. IDK. But in general, I like that they're doing something new. I definitely like that. All right, so it looks like we've gone up into the War Gray. And what do we got after this? And that War Gray does have Raid, actually. Unlike the Gallantmon I was talking about earlier. If the card will download, there it is. Jeez, it is taking its time. There you go. Yeah, but looks like the scoop is real. Yeah. I think you could have maybe played out, but it's tough. Yeah, because it doesn't have blocker, but it could have game blocker. Well, were you not able to? Oh, because you just played it. Duh. Yeah, because you just played the Agumon out, right? Ooh, sick. All right, I'm down. I'm ready. Belphemon versus Izzy, who is on Shine. I don't think that's too crazy to say. All right. So we go up our thing. We have a Marcus in our life, because why would we not? That's super good. That Greymon's amazing. We play the Marcus from life. Not the memory set of the older one. No, either Marcus is fine. Getting a Tamer for free, getting a look at your life, being able to play a Tamer by technically drawing a card, all of that stuff is very, very good. Very good for Izzy. All right, and then we're going into the Gizmon stuff. All right. This is really... I'm just going to just download all the names real quick. These guys are weird. So you can play this from your hand for 1. And you do that by deleting your egg. And then you get to draw 1, discard 1. So technically you don't get a plus. And then, you already get the good Gizmon into here. Into the AT. So when you do this, you do get to draw 1, draw 2. You get to reduce the cost by 4. So you played that for 2. You're passing 1. And then on deletion, by trashing 2 cards with Gizmon and its names, you can play an XT from your trash, which lets you play the Tamer that we already have established. This is again like a very weird deck. Did he draw for turn? Sure. All right, so you go into it again and you find another Marcus, so that's fun. There's a good chance you saw 2 in there, but and then you also use the effect to reduce the difficulty cost by attacking there. And so Marcus just swinging was a 3K, hits into an Astamon, so this does get hard deleted, which is good. All right, and then a red Mem boost for 3. Looking at the top 4, we see ShineGrey and an Agumon and an Agumon X. Just trying to get the Agumon and passing 2 back. And I believe he's using the Tamer's effect at the bottom there. All right. Yeah, because you get a draw 1, discard 1 from there too. All right, and then we're going into another copy of the Astamon, which lets you go into the Belphi. So all right, there's a whole thing with this. There's a whole thing I'm going to try to explain in a short term. So essentially, you can't really touch the Belphemon. There's very little interaction with him. He's in the sleep mode due to the Astamon. And so there's the sleep mode. And with that... so on play, when Digivolving, by placing a raid mode from trash underneath, which we did do. Into the opponent's end turn, this Digimon can't attack and isn't affected by your opponent's effects. And also, opponent's turn once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks by trashing 2 cards in your hand, you get to end the attack. So technically, this can still be like attacked over, technically, kind of like how Mother D Reaper, but otherwise fairly untouchable. And then you're able to go into the rage mode at the end of your turn, or at the start of your turn, and you can also use the Tamer underneath to as one of the sources to get rid of a level 6. And I think only 3 cards in hand, so generally this deck is kind of revolves around just having a small hand size too. Yeah, I think just explaining how the card works as well. So you have to discard 2. Additionally, since you have the Astamon in hand, by trashing cards during your opponent's turn, you get to play a level 4 from your trash, which is nice too. Yeah, just raid into it. That is possible. And technically you can play the Raid War Greymon in this deck. There's nothing like it is a viable line for you. I don't think you should. I don't think Belphy's a deck that you need to hard counter against, but you can if you want. Alright, discarding 2, including a Psychmon, and then using the effect to play an Eismon because it got trashed, because he had Eismon, Scatter Mode, and Trash. And then using the Astamon Inheritable, you get to play the Gizmon AT, which means you get to draw 2 and discard 2. Another Rage Mode and another one of the ATs in there. Alright, so the attack was negated. 1 card in hand for Christopher. Going into the Burst Mode. This card is stupid good. It is very, very, very strong. Yeah, and that Christopher, or the Marcus previously did have Security Attack +1, so I think the discard 2 there was viable, but yeah, Burst Mode, you get to play, you essentially put the Marcus back to your hand, play it again, and then when something gets suspended, one of your Tamers do, you get to trash the top card. But also you get to go up your chain for free off the Marcus level 4 Tamer, because you get to Digivolve for free afterwards. So, and I think he's, yeah, asking if trashing is going on. So I believe that's from the trash, and then the actual check is the Belphemon. So it's a 11k to technically 12k, but I believe the ShineGrey effect also happened this turn, so I think that security is, he was like a 6k, like a 5k. So no real worry about anything DP related for that. And I believe both these guys can swing, but I don't think you can end the turn this game. Or like I don't think you can win this turn, rather. Yeah, both these decks are just walls of text. There's just so much going on. You just kind of have to see them play out and realize how the effects go, and more or less what potential interaction points they have. And ShineGrey is admittedly very little interaction points. It sometimes just goes very strong like that. Well, I mean, like having 2 Marcuses in your security, being able to play them for free, being able to cycle them, loop them, and go into burst mode. One of the strongest plays in the game right now, in my mind, being able to get all that advantage. We already have 1 life for Belphemon here, so it's chances are you're not going to have a turn number 2. But you will be able to clear board if everything except for the Marcus, because you have that there. And then both Marcuses can just come up and play next turn. Very scary. Very, very scary deck. I don't think, like, some people have been saying that Shine isn't like as oppressive as it has been. Yeah, it does have full OTK because you do get 2 swings of Security Attack +1, and then you have your Gizmon AT and your Eismon as well as your rookie. So as long as you like live in security, that's fine. But like just having a single Marcus like you have to kind of start swinging with your rookie first, right? There's just a lot going on. Yeah, and yeah, he does unburst Digivolve too. Which means that with the Tamer, you can go into, like, you can get rid of their entire board of everything but the Tamers, because the Tamers don't have a level, so Belphemon actually doesn't interact with them. Yeah, swinging in security, why not? It's another scatter. And going into the Shine, which brings that up, which means that does have blocker, and you can't get rid of it. You also can only get rid of 1 Shine stack. Yeah, again, so that Marcus does have. Let me get this guy up there. There he is. I will say, like, it's really funny, like, how many level 6s are in this set, and most of them are rares, right? Like, most of them, like, a lot of, like, the good-looking ones, you'd think in, like, other sets they would have been super rare. Like, this ShineGrey, you would have thought, like, just with this art, it would have been a super rare, but it's just a rare, which is really funny. Alright, but yeah, this deletes, yeah, it gives Marcus a blocker, which means you are probably not winning anymore. Unless you have, like, Chimeramon or something. Again, just the kind of, like, weirdly, you know, bad matchup just due to Marcus not having a level. All right, and I think it's very. I don't think there's a way out of this for Belphy. I think they, unfortunately, just Izzy was able to find all your pieces. Because purple generically is like level-based destruction, and because of that, it's very. You really don't have a way to get rid of this Marcus blocker. All right, first check. It's there. Yeah, I mean, that's a good check because if they have a 5-class Marcus, you can get out of that. And generically, cards don't have rush in this deck, right? Yeah, I don't think you have a lot of rush. I mean, unless you have like the little, you can play like the Guilmon rookie to give rush, but I don't think you have enough memory to play it anymore. Because you can do 4 damage right now. But with blocker hanging around, you cannot. Like with blocker taking one of the security attack +1s, right? All right. What do we got next? Yeah, it's... You cannot... You have to, like, pass 1 and have 2 blockers, because the other Marcus can just raise up and swing, too. Right? Because you can... Because you'll push up Agumon, you have Marcus attack, and you have Agumon attack, right? Yeah, alright, so swing's over there. Why not? Let's see, thanks for covering. Hey, of course, Digiburst. Of course. I wish I honestly had time to cover the, like, make a video on it. But, oh no, wait, you had BT13. Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about the Texas one. Yeah. I'm happy it worked out. I've made like, I did like 6 different tournaments over the last couple of days on the website. Like I'm seeing deck lists and numbers in my dreams. It's bad. I've got like 3 more I gotta do in the next 24 hours. It's crazy. We got the PPG had a One Piece Regionals that I got top 100 in. No applause. No, you're good. And also there was one in Latin America. There's also one, I think, in Europe for One Piece, but then we had the Digimon ones that I covered. Dragon Ball had some events. Battle Spirits has essentially like they have like this, they call it like not a Grand Open, their Pro Tour event this upcoming weekend in New Jersey. There's a lot of card game stuff. And I gotta get ready for Gen Con, where I'm playing Digimon, Dragon Ball, and One Piece. And I have like a One Piece deck. I know pretty much what I'm playing for Digimon, and then going from there. All right, so we're going into all right, getting scatter mode to hand. Alright, go in there. You can negate an attack, but there's 3 swings, right? Yeah, I don't think this is it. No, I guess there's 2 swings, but nothing has blocker, right? You just push up, you use Marcus effect and swing. Is there something I'm missing? There might be. There might be something I'm missing. Eismon doesn't have blocker, right? Unless did the yeah. There's nothing as blocker. Oh, okay, yeah. Astamon inheritable. I see what you mean. Yeah, you can play 1 but not 2. So if you do have a blocker in trash, I see it now. I see the play. Yeah, so if you trash 2 and then you still have Astamon underneath there, and you can block her and you can stop both. And by choking specifically to 1, you can't double Marcus. I see. Okay, I'm on board. And we're halfway through this round. We're still on game 1. All right, and what are we thinking? I think the ShineGrey that gives blocker is tempting, but I don't think it's needed. You can Digivolve up by swinging. Let's see, unsure if he's asking cards in hand or what else I have. Alright, swing with Marcus using the effect. Because you are a turn player to Digivolve into... Let's see, Greymon for... maybe? Yes? Maybe? Yes? Maybe? Oh. Thinking. Okay, Greymon. Here it is. Alright, and I think he scooped it up. Yeah. He did not have a blocker. Or he didn't have 2 cards in hand, but I don't think he had a blocker in play. It's either that or he had something he could bring back to pop the Agumon. That could have been the play too, right? If they're playing, I always forget the name. If they had... Yeah. If they had Porcumon... Nope, not that one. That could have also just been the other thing. If they didn't Digivolve, they would have just gone there, right? And then they could play the Porcumon and then pop the Agumon before it could swing, right? I think that was the only other play. And sometimes you got to just play for your opponent to just like make the wrong play, right? It happens sometimes. And we do have Izzy on the first win. Here we're going into that game number 2. Yeah, but again, if you had blocker, because I like when I play Belphi, I do run a couple copies of the Devimon blocker. Because I think that can help you just sustain another turn if needed, which is nice. But yeah, I will say specifically like this matchup is a little bit hard for Belphi because they hit you really hard, and they have these blockers that are hard for you to interact with your destruction effects. I don't think the BT13 Shine is as popular. I think people run like 1 or 2 copies of it. But it looks like Izzy is playing at least 2 because I think we saw another copy of it. Alright, start with Agumon. Oh, we find Marcus on the 4th one. And a ShineyGrey passing back. Chunky 3. Alright, going into Demimeramon. Let's see if we decide to... okay, just purple mem boost. Look at the top 4 as well. Alright, getting the rage mode. And then going into the Proto Gizmon to put the Belphi Rage into the trash where it belongs and only passing 1 due to its effect. Alright, are we going into Greymon to see if we can play another Tamer from security? That plays pretty good. No, we're just playing the Marcus outright, which does get the deletion there. And you don't have any the pieces set up for your Proto Gizmon to get any value after that. All right, another purple mem boost going to 0 again. Ooh, we do have the sleep mode. We have 2 of the Gizmon. The fact that these don't get to, the bottom deck instead of going to the trash is a little bit rough, but you have it there. And think about another proto, maybe? No, just a regular scatter mode. So, which does get a lot of value in this deck too. Being able to get popped either by attacking or being able to go up your Gizmon line with it is very good. All right, do we have a Marcus in that security? We do not. All right, we had 2 last game, 0 this game, so that evens out. All right, shuffling back there. Very nice. What do we got next? And playing another Tamer the hard way and passing 1. Yeah, it's shuffled and then like not shuffled, so it's technically still shuffled. I guess so, but I think he laid it out to his opponent if they want to cut it all either, so I don't know. I didn't see the specifics. All right, so we go into the Astamon, which lets you digivolve into the sleep mode, which means that we have the scatter mode effect as well to get a bunch of cards into our trash, including a Gizmon, XT, and what else? And as we can see here, like, game 1, Izzy had a really explosive start, getting the Tamers out, being able to put a lot of pressure down. And they are able to go up their chain now and get some really good value from it. But with that Belphemon already established, with everything else situated, it's a little bit tougher in this game. I think it's a little bit slower, and because of that, Belphi was able to get a little bit more of a foothold to kind of wreak some havoc this next turn. Only thing you're really missing is the Tamer, because without it, you're not able to get rid of it level 6 with the Belphemon, but we'll see. See why Astamon and not Pastamon? I don't know. I don't know. Right, and Izzy is thinking here. Swing going into the ShineyGrey X there, which does let you play another Tamer. And ShineyGrey X, you don't need... Let me make sure. I always get confused. The playing and then the reduction is only if you have the X antibody or ShineyGrey underneath it. But yeah, just the fact that you can digivolve into him for 1, you get like a lot of free value. And if you play like the 5-cost Marcus, you get the memory back by just resting him, so it's very strong. Alright, thinking about letting this go through. I think he's going to do it. All right, and where are we thinking? What are we doing? All right, discarding 2. Oh, getting the Tamer in there is kind of nice. Because then it just depends on what Gizmons you have there. Because being able to play the Tamer off of the XT is very good. And then helps you get destruction if you're able to get there. I don't think they're going to let him do that. All right, and there is a Devimon blocker, so it does exist in the deck. We just weren't able to find it last game. Yeah. I know it's one or the other. I can never remember which is the free one, which is the one you always get. So, all right, and there we go. We're going into the BT13 ShineGrey, which does mean we do get a blocker, and that 5-drop blocker is so good because it does get the DP reduction and the memory gain as a blocker. But just deciding to attack with it, give the minus 3k, get the deletion there, and then yeah, you're still that shouldn't have been secure attack +1, right? All right, playing it again, which means you can attack and then digivolve up your Agumon into a Greymon there. I think we already know through security that there's nothing in there. All right, and the check is there, and then 2 checks. Yep, one is trash from the ruin or from the burst motor, however it's called, and go from there. Still 1 memory left. You can still swing with the shine, and I believe you can swing. Yeah, you can swing with both stacks, I believe. All right, there goes the rise. You get the removal there. That one goes back to a regular Tamer. All right, using the Belphemon, you do get rid of the level 5. We're going to Psychmon there. You can swing over the Marcus if you so desire. If you want to just get rid of it. You also do have the purple Mem boost available to you. And you don't have, the ShineGrey is just a beefy body right now. I don't even think you get to save the Tamer. All right, yeah, and you are 17k. Ooh, two good top end cards immediately. And we're going into the Zwart, perhaps? No, okay. The Gift of Darkness here. So I think you had too many cards in hand to do that, but Gift of Darkness. Let me bring the card up. Yeah, delete one of yours and you can go into sleep mode from trash. And with this, I think it's going to be really tough for Shine to really do anything. You have the OTK set up for next turn. You only have 3, and unless they already have a stack of established, it's very hard for the deck to put one of those up as a blocker. I think we're going to game 3. Yeah, Rage Mode's inheritable. Yeah. The deck is weird. The deck is very weird. For the record, you guys can let me know. If usually we get like one weird deck per format, like per deck, like per set. Like it was like Hunters was kind of weird, Crossheart was kind of weird, right? Most decks in this set are really weird. Yeah, it's a purple deck, yeah. But this is like a weird purple deck. We have like Royal Knights, which is just a guest character coming into the Digimon card game. We have the game of chess making a guest appearance, right? Like, so many weird decks in this one. And as someone who has to like kind of know how all of them work, it's a little tricky. Chessmon does look fun, and I just don't have enough time to like actually test it out to see if there's anything that goes with it. Because if I found like a viable version of Chessmon, I'd totally play the deck. All right, how many cards do we have in hand though? Because if you have too many cards in hand, there's a good chance. I think you have 7 cards in hand, so I don't think you can get the restand. I said guest character in the fact that like it's a deck that doesn't play like the Digimon card game. It's like a fighting game term, which you probably already know, but that's what I mean. I mean, like it's like whenever like when Akuma is in Tekken, Akuma doesn't play like a Tekken character. He plays like a Street Fighter character, which means he's just way different than everything else. Yeah. So like Royal Knights is like a guest character because it plays like not a Digimon deck. And that's why like so many cards have so much text in them, because they don't play like their Digimon decks. Yeah, Kazuya doesn't play like a Smash character. Agreed. Or Terry Bogard or everything else. Yeah. That's my terminology. It might not be like a perfect fit for this, but Kuma plays like an Eliza character. I see. All right, scooping it up. Did we... he must have had 6 cards in hand, right? Because you only get the restand if you have 6 or fewer cards in hand. He looked like he was pretty close to 6. But we've got 12 minutes. We're going into game number 3 here. And 1 apiece. Blitz Omni for game? Yeah, nah. Imagine. I mean, red and purple, red and blue makes purple, so it makes sense, right? Oh, I'm thinking about the... Yeah, but did he have the 6 or less, though? Yeah, I know he can restand. I see what you mean. Yeah. I got the 2 confused. You're right. Yeah, Psych living the check is all you needed. For some reason, I thought it was the... I'll wait till the forced ad is done playing. But yeah, you're 100% right. You have to have 6 or less cards to get the boost. Yeah, it was a 3K to a 2K. So it was pretty close. But that's also why like the whole Gizmon effect works for it very well, because you go up your chain with it. Like you can, if it gets deleted, even with battle, you can go up with it. All right, playing the Proto 1, draw 1, discard 1. And then playing your Tamer. We haven't really talked about the Tamer that much. Let's talk about Akihiro. All right. Also, since ad's over. All right. Yeah, I was incorrect on which effects had which conditions for it. So the 6 or fewer is just for the security attack +1, which I didn't know. It looked like he had like 6 cards exactly. He did have very close to 6 cards at least. But the restand is you just have to have a Digimon out. So yeah, as chat was saying, being able to like the Psychomon living in security is all you really needed. I will say, like, it's really cool, like, from a fundamental sense. It's cool that, like, the fact that you have a Greymon deck makes sense because it's Agumon's the mascot, right? But the fact that you get to make your own Greymon deck is really neat, and you make those, like, deck building decisions, because compared to a lot of other card games, I feel like deck building is a little bit restrictive in Digimon, just because you have to go up your line so much. So being able to be creative with that is really cool. But I also do agree that it's still, like, you know, a lot of the same cards just shuffling around, and it's, you know, Greymon's been pretty good for a very long time, for like last year. All right, I gotta make a recording here in case George shows up during this recording, just in case he asks us if we're live. Yes, we are live. This is not pre-recorded. All right, back to it. Back to it. We have a whole lot of memory, but not a lot of cards on board. Meanwhile, they have 2 tamers over there. We have ShineyGrey. We also, that Agumon is very good. Very, very, very good Agumon. It essentially has Rush, which is kind of silly. So, but also having it just chilling out and raising like that is good, because now you can push up one of your tamers without having to use the memory for it. Because you have just main once per turn. For the turn, one of your Marcus is also treated as a 3k DP Digimon and can't Digivolve. Which also means that if you just start your turn, you have the 5-drop Marcus, you just slam this down, use this effect, make the Marcus attack, and you swing with it. So it's like, again, like it's Bushy Agumon for cheaper as long as you have the tamer out. So, I mean, it's the same as like a hybrid too, but it's more flexible, right? Yeah, it is a bit of the Greymon card game, but we got to establish that, right? I mean, it was the Goblimon card game for like 6 months, right? That was fun. Everyone's still playing that, right? Man, I put in probably, I hand input like 100 different Metal Garurumon decks, and by different I mean like 49 cards the same, and then you're one of sweet tech that you swear by. At least for like the Greymon decks, there's variety, which is kind of makes it slower for me to input them, but that's fine. I'll take the hit. I mean, we're playing another tamer. All right, we go up there. We swing, we get a memory back with that too. This is just a regular old tamer. Oh, hitting another tamer. That's very funny. Oh, you gotta like draw 3, discard 3. Going into Shine, bring up one of the Marcuses. Just attacking with it, gain the memory back as well. All right, we have Psychmon, which does... it looks like it does trade with it. Yep, because it's just a 3k. All right. That one doesn't give any buffs, or like... I don't think it does, right? Yeah, 3k DP. Yeah, so it traded. If I traded, I mean it just hangs out in security. And again, like back, this is way closer to the first game where, you know, Christopher does have like a lot of resources set up with the Mem Boost and with the Tamers, but 15k, yeah, just immediately deleted there. All right, maybe a little bit greedy with that choice, but we'll see. Yeah, they're just turn their card sideways, bouncing them onto the board, attacking with those Marcuses. I want to know what the decision was at Bandai. I was like, what if we made a deck where tamers, like, we know that hybrids are pretty rough for the game right now, but what if we just skip that step and just have the tamers attack themselves? Is that okay? That's probably okay, right? That'll probably be okay. And here we are, totally paying off. I'm sure Bandai play tests something. If anything, I think Bandai's a little bit too optimistic that players won't abuse cards, which is not how it works. I think that's where they get in trouble. They're like, well, there could be an interaction that's rough, but we'll just, players will be honorable. They won't try to abuse that. And then like we look at the next top 16 deck list, it's like, oh my goodness. For people who don't know, who don't play the Bandai card game One Piece, that just got hit by, like, I wouldn't say emergency, but like an unexpected restriction list at the end of last week, where they restricted 3 cards in a single color. 3 cards that have not been restricted in Japan either, which is why it was so surprising for me. All right, counting out something. Well, we have at least 3 attacks, and we can make them 4 by using the Agumon main effect. Yep, brings us up. Man, that's so much memory. All right, swinging in. I mean, yeah, you have 4 swings this turn. Unless you have, like, a blocker, which I don't think has been established yet. It has to be, like, literally... This Devimon has to be this check right now. And even if it is, I don't think you're winning next turn. Because you do have Astamon underneath there. And or Astamon. And you're able to use that for to bring something back when you discard cards from like negating an attack, but I don't know. All right, there's Psychmon that gets the deletion there. Going up your chain into a level 4. Using the effect to see if there's a tamer in your security, which why would there not be? Which means you can use it to gain another memory if you need to. Yep. Okay, discarding 2, using the effect to play Devimon. So you do have a blocker on board. All right, and then going into Shine there, you have 2 things which can get rid of the Devimon, and that is the game there. Is he taking it 2-1 with Shine with just a minute and a half to spare? To cycle between both of them. But, all right, there is some green. I'm going to guess it's probably Bloom. We'll say Bloom for right now. This is looking very bloomy. And maybe this is also Belphi again. It could be a couple things, but I'm probably Belphi. Always calling them shields. Yeah. I always guess one is like suspend and unsuspend. One is rest and switch to active mode. That's Dragon Ball. To unsuspend something, you have to switch to active mode. How fun is that? How fun is that to say? Alright, using the effect to play the Palmon. Getting a Sunflower. Oh, and then just popping the hidden potential discovered on the Hydra, which will let you bottom deck the scatter mode, which we'll get around the on deletion effect, which is really nice. Yeah, since you have two suspended, you get to bomb deck it. So no on deletion there. Hydramon, still very impressive. Very, very strong. All right, goes into the scatter mode. Oh man, that would have been great to be able to play for free if the deletion effect happened, but it's already Eddie's already off on the races. All right, red veg in back. If Eddie wins here, we almost, assuming there's no ties in the next couple rounds, we're probably doing 5 rounds tonight. right, and yeah, so yeah, at this point they're probably playing Belphy. I'm gonna just put Belphy. Yeah, most assured at this point. All right, and they have the Agitar playing the new. It's not Palmon. Oh, is that Lilimon? Oh, I was just talking about this. It's not Bloom. It is Lalamon. There it is. So essentially just like another version of the Palmon, which is great for searching. Yeah, Lalamon. Thank you, guys. Trust me that I figured it out before I saw Twitch chat, but I do appreciate you guys being here. All right. There, get the restand. 4 memory back. Now, if you could go into Belphy and get a board clear, you'd be super happy. But that's a bit of a big cost. So this is going to get 3 checks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there it is. Another one. Another one. And 2 checks. Yeah, and just reading the card. I think, yeah, you want to keep the Hydra up so you can do one more swing. And that is 100% what you did. Eddie already taken game 1. Pay 4, gain 4. Cool. So it's free. Right? That is how that goes. Yeah, so yeah, Bloom says you may suspend, then you gain 1 for each suspend. So you did not have to get that. You didn't have to suspend the Hydra. You'd still be able to get the 4, gain another swing with it, and kind of go off. Bloomlord's still good. Confirmed. What do you guys think about the matchup of Bloom into Shine, though? Because Shine can have some removal, but at the same time, if you go into Quartz, you can prevent a lot of the kind of the advantage they get from Shine, right? Like, how does Shine get rid of the Quartz? You just go up your stack and raising, I guess, and then ShineGrey, give the minus, and then tack into it. I guess that's right, but that's still like pretty chunky to do. Yeah, going into game 2, and honestly, it just looked like Jamie just did not get to play that game, right? Yeah, Eddie's undefeated. Jamie is not. Jamie's 1-1. So if Eddie wins this, there will be, and I'm just, again, there's 7 undefeateds going to this round. But if Eddie wins this, assuming no ties moving forward, we'll have 4 undefeateds after this, and we'll pretty much guarantee 5 rounds. So we have Birdley, who's on Royal Knights. We have Eddie, who's on Shine. We have Brady, who is on Shine. Ray, who's in chat, which I'm not sure what they're playing. Tessero. Actually, I could find out right now because they're playing right now. Because we have Tessero. Let's see, what are they playing against? They're playing against Hunters. And then we have Brady, who's playing against maybe also Shine. Blue Flare. Blue Flare. Which you guys can hang. You can see either of those matches if you guys want. So on Brady's stream, it's Blue Flare versus Shine. And on Tessero's stream, it is Hunters versus BLZX. Assuming Tessero's playing BLZX. That's actually a hard assumption. You might be playing Belphemon. Yeah, it looks like it's probably Belphy versus Hunters. Gotta get through this ad. Yeah, I believe it's Hunters. Versus, yeah, it is Belphy. Okay, he is playing Belphy today. I will say it's very hard to be a content creator for a card game like this and only stick to one deck. It's very, very tricky. A lot of the time when you do content creation, you have to decide if you want to just like you have to be like a jack of all trades if you want variety content, because if you stick to one thing, people get sick of it eventually, right? You'll have like the occasional video where it's like, oh, there's a new tech, you can go off with it, it's very good, but then yeah, which means that you're just like never super good with one deck. All right, yeah, Eddie meanwhile quickly going up their chain once again. Probably a little bit more setup on Jamie's side. Having the Tamer is good. Having a Gizmon is good too, but let's see. Yeah, getting level 4, which you can Digivolve up in Raising if you need to. Quartzmon to the bottom, which is probably a side release a little bit to Jamie. You couldn't pick that one up. And what are we doing? All right, Miss Mem boost for 3, milling 2, so an Ostamon and a Devimon. For people, I also pronounce it pasta instead of pasta, or pasta instead of pasta. I always say it one way, and then someone says I say it weird, and I immediately forget which way I just said it, right? Imagine only playing Blackwood Grey X for 3 years. Oh, yeah. Greymon's probably still going to be viable. Like, there's almost always a Greymon deck that's viable, right? Black War Grey, ShineGrey. I'd say, like, Bond Agu, which is not technically a Greymon deck, was viable for a good amount of time. Regular, original ShineGrey. There's, like, a little bit of time, like, what, around set 5? Was there a good Greymon deck around set 5? I don't think so. The original Black War Grey was just kind of okay on release. It started getting better, and then obviously Black War Grey X is very good. I guess like Nationals of 2020, there wasn't really a Greymon deck around, right? It was just blue hybrids. Blue hybrids and Bond. Because we had Ice Wall at 4. Whew. That was fun. All right, yeah, Eddie's just schmoovin' here. And pressing all his buttons. All right, got the double hit with the Lalamon and the Bloom. And Bloom right now would be very nice. All right, going into the Blosso there. Sunflower for 2. Resting there. Oh my gosh. This is going to be such a chunky Bloomlord. I mean, I guess you get to stop one attack, right? Because you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you gain 2 memory for going into your Bloomlord. Oh, but did they hidden potential? They must have. Oh, BT13 Sunflower. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah, reduce it by 2. And then you get, I think you also had other sunflowers underneath there that help reduce the cost as well. Let's see. So you negated the attack, but then you got 1, 2, 3. Oh, Calling for Darkness had to hand 4 checks. You have a blocker out if needed too, which you could have blocked there, but it has piercing, so it wouldn't have done anything. You also get to pretty much blow up this entire board now if they just end here, but they still have 7 whole memory left. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Another bloom. Why not? And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Cool. All right. And there's quartz. Cool. And I think you can attack for game with quartz. Yeah. Which also gets the blocker gone. Yeah. He gaming. You got a real gamer here. Trash and then swing in, and that is it. All right, Eddie takes it. In a quick 15. 2-0. Yeah. That Sunflower is just very good for this deck. And obviously follows all the other stuff for it. So, but we do know we got Izzy down there, and he's been playing ShineGrey all day, so maybe it's a ShineGrey mirror. But he's got those Gallantmon sleeves. Maybe. He's got those Gryffindor sleeves too. Gallantmon matte. All right, just a hard pass. Not even hatching. That's crazy. All right. Oh, they're playing... Okay. They could be playing Mirage. Oh, they're playing Blue Flare. All right. I knew that. Now I really know that. All right, and Blazing. Ooh, okay, you got your hit on the looks like they're getting double grays, and they're getting the okay, gray, and I missed what that was, and then the double tamer, since it does count as Kariha. But yeah, this is kind of what we mentioned. Like, their Shine can brick 100%. But no tamers, no rookies. Okay, yeah, just which you know, at this point you should have just probably started with that play, which just feels bad. But now you just kind of wasted 3 memory or two additional memory, right? All right, swinging in with the rookie, hitting into a rise there, so you get the on deletion. Let me get the timer set up too. Yeah, it is Blue Flare. Oh, I did not. Whoop. There it is. All right, able to keep your turn, attacking 9k into security. And yeah, you do get the stun, right? Because of the Blue Flare, middle gray. Yeah, because there's less sources. Yeah, but I will say, like, this is forever ago, but like I do like Royal Knights in this meta. You do have to just be worried that you know, you don't have anything else to like, you have to find those Omnis, and you only get 4 of them, and you don't get as much cycle in that deck as you do others. So. All right, what's this guy's name? It's not Sunrise Buster, but it's kind of like Sunrise Buster. It's it's Final Shining Blast. So you get to play this, give something minus 12k, and then you can play Marcus if you have it. But clearly Izzy's still jigging for him. Yeah, Shine can brick, just not when playing against you. And that's what happens, like, when you have to play so many 6s and, you know, a couple 7s. Okay, you get the stun again. Yeah, why not? Him down to 2. And Rise, which is big enough. Yeah. Again, you're not really losing any materials for this either, so you're not too worried about it. And then another Blazing Mem Boost. Alright, you get to play that Kriha. Because also, Blazing Mem Boost doesn't care if you already have a Tamer out, so... Alright, yeah, getting those pieces you're missing. And you can't play Kriha. Yeah, there it is. Unless you're worried about Death X, no real reason to not to. I actually don't even know if you have a choice. Blazing Mem Boost giving you a choice. You may play. Alright, so you could choose not to. Alright, and he just scooped it up. Alright. Quentin taking a quick round 1. There it is. So yeah, obviously, yeah, Shine can brick. And most decks can brick in this game. I don't know if Royal Knights can brick. They can maybe not see their end. They can't. They might have a hard time finding Omni, but they almost always have a play, which is interesting. You kind of have 8 rookies in the fact that you have the Magnamon. I actually have like 12. You have the Magnamon, you have the Megamon, and as well as the Dynasmon. You have like a lot, like 3 good searchers in the deck. So like that's like 12 draws. Yeah, it must have just been really bad bricking. Which I also think Bloom is really susceptible to. I can't play green because my level 5s are always hiding in my deck. I'll have like 3 level 4s in hand and 3 level 6s, but no level 5s. And I can't even like use the Mimi effect, and a lot of the level 5s help you like facilitate more draw, but I just can never find them. What's the difference in the reprint pack? There's actually 2 in the official. No, there's only 1. The fact that it says Kriha or what? Because this is the one that's on the official TCG Plus app. There might be. I know last November they had a streak of just bad printing. Oh, your copy doesn't say May? I think it did get a second errata. I do remember it saying adding May. I remember that being a point of contention. I'd have to check. Do the official errata list. Oh, we found a Kuriha though. The pre-release one I have has this text. I know the pre-release one is super janky. Because I know the pre-release pack specifically calls out Christopher. All right, swinging in there, and at least having some cards to play for Izzy this time. All right, playing the Greymon, looking at top 4. Oh, the non-pre-release says Christopher. The pre-release one says Kuriha, I see. Yeah, this card is cursed. I also kind of heard, like, the naming of some characters in this card game didn't come down to, like, translations and stuff, but more came down to copyright, which is really funny, too. Where, like, the English dub couldn't get, like, the copyright for something crazy like that, where they couldn't, they had to use, like, the English name because they literally could not use the Japanese name. But maybe that's just fake. Alright, stunning the Agumon. And you can swing here. It's only 1 check. This is also like another kind of lopsided thing where like you can kind of be okay with 1 stack, and then like since your Marcuses are tamers and they come up later, they aren't really affected by like the stun effect, and they also can get around, like you can have, like you don't have 2 Digimon out, so it's kind of weird how you can play around Blue Flare with this deck. Yeah, that's okay. That's what it was. Yeah. Crosswords characters have to use the Japanese names because Disney somehow owns the dub names. Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if that's just super fake, but that's very funny if that's true. Let's see, Camsow with the 7 months. Thank you very much. Over the hump of a year. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Camsow. Yeah, I agree. Shu Chang instead of having it Susie. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they did that either. All right, Greymon gets deleted there and then saved. What Digimon that hasn't appeared in the game or been hinted yet would you want to appear in the TCG? So first I'm a fraud where I'm just like a Pokemon Gen 1 fan where I just know like the original one and I don't know much of the lore outside of it. I feel like there's more armor stuff though that we could be getting. I really like armor. So my story in my past with Digimon is that I was born and grew up in Canada, and so I was a really big fan of Digimon. I'm pretty sure I liked it more than Pokemon at the time. But then I moved to the United States, and this is going to sound kind of old, a little bit dated, but at that time, satellite TV was just kind of starting to be a thing, and like the point is that I couldn't find which channel had Digimon on it, so it didn't exist to me anymore. And then the people I had around me in my new country of the United States of America, they were Pokemon fans, and so yeah, that was it. So Digimon like stopped existing for me for like a decade because of something as trivial as not knowing which TV channel is on anymore. So then I got back into it a little bit, but I haven't dived really deep into the lore. I don't care about spoilers for upcoming set because that's just public information at this point. We're getting divas? Alright. Alright. I'm pretty sure we got Glow distracted. That Quentin got that one. Alright, and shuffling the sleeves, which have the cute choppers on them. And looks like Sergey is going first here. Playing the Proto Gizmon, discarding one card from hand after drawing one. And yeah, making the next and then we got the Galsmon from the new EX set or EX4 set, newer I guess EX4 set, going into the older Mailbird and passing one right back. What's the egg point to USD? Can you buy a car? I mean, where's your what kind of car you want? Is it a Tesla or is it a car for your son and or daughter and or nephew and or younger brother and or younger sister and or niece? Man, Silver, I'm gonna make you feel old. Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. Isn't that crazy? Sorry to age you like that. It's right next to Blockbuster. Yeah, in Circuit City. And KB Toys. All right, so going into the newer Metal Gray. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Yeah, again, like it's really, really funny. So in Digimon, like so many decks simply get better, not necessarily because their cards get stronger, but because their cards get more consistent. And that's kind of like what the EX set did for Blue Flare, where it did have like a lot of good pieces, but it didn't have enough pieces and enough slots to be able to just run only Blue Flare cards, which made it rough. So with EX4 being able to get this Metal Greymon, just to, like, you don't run 4 of each, but just to get more of it is very strong. But it looks like we're going into our play here, and unless you just like have the, the Metal Gray in hand to get the stun here, this could be pretty tough here for Quentin to get over this this sleep mode that's already been established. All right, and I got the dual tamer there, which will help get some pieces back if you do. This does get deleted, and hope for future Digicrosses. But you can just go through all their security right now. All right. Oh, another Gizmon in trash is always good. And yeah, 2 memory right now. Yeah, swinging again. And what do we got? Which Greymon do we have? Like I think we have the unsuspend Greymon, but also the Mailbirds, the original one. So with that, you can yeah, I think you can target with Mailbird the Belphy, so it can't attack next turn. Is my assumption. All right, and we're going into the Zeeg, which does get the restand. There we go. And then the Mailbird. Oh, sorry. It looks like we're just going to Metal Gray to get another stun on, I guess, the Gizmon. Which you will be able to clear board right now. But again, I don't think the Belphy can attack right now. But you can do the end of turn to play the scatter mode, which will be able to attack. Yep, alright, gets the deletion there. Oh yeah, you do have to put the... Okay, yeah, they did. Yeah, you save the Z-Gray, which then can save the Greymon and the Mailbird. All right, scatter swing in, hitting into the Metal Gray there. Which does let you get your draw 3, discard 2. And seeing one less Metal Gray is good, but it also is, like, you know, kind of recyclable, which is kind of scary. Is that an Ogremon? That's crazy. Oh, so they did not stun that. Okay. I swore they could have, right? Oh, Sorai, though? Sorai is good. Could you not have stunned that with the Millbird? Because again, like we were talking about this ruling where you can still target the Belphemon, and even if it's not affected, by the turn it goes into rage mode, it can be affected again. So you can do like preemptive stuns on that kind of stuff. Alright, well, just staring at their hands, both of them. And we're thinking. Can Belphie attack? Sleep mode can't attack, can it? I swear it couldn't. I guess not. Totally can attack. No, yeah. Hey, the sleep mode can't attack. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, my apologies. Thank you. Cool. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Good to know. All right. He didn't put the card underneath there. Yeah, it's its own effect, but it's only if you use the Wind Digivolving effect. That's correct. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, cool. Today I learned. And I'm pretty sure Tessero got that afterwards, yeah? Yeah. Okay. All right. So definitely playing around it, but I do think Quentin missed a male bird trigger on being able to stun the stack. Because the male bird does let you do... Where does it go? I have to bring it back up. Yeah, because it has blue flare and traits, and your opponent has 2 or more Digimon. One of your opponent's Digimon can attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. Right, so you could have still chosen the Belphemon. At least you had the other one underneath it, but I swear it was this one. I swear it was this one. Because he had 2 stuff out because he had the Gizmon as well. Unsure, though. All right, looks like Quentin's wanting to go second again. All right, and going into the Eismon and passing there. And thinking on the second hit from there, there's the Kazua, that, you know, the tech card, which is going to go to the bottom of your deck. All right, and playing another one of the rookies, going to 0, and then going into the Ostamon, which you will be deleting that to then play the... Oh yeah, resolving that first. Oh, but not going up your chain, I see. Interesting. Yeah, just did not have it. Yeah, because you can still delete it, and then the you can get the cycle there, but just wasn't worth it. All right, you hit a tamer though in security. That's very good for Sergey. All right, another blue mem boost. There's a tamer. There's some pieces you need. Yeah, both players not with the best starting hands. They have okay hands, but nothing too absurd. All right, for 4. Yeah, Sorai, get rid of all the sources from the Ostamon. All right. Now what? You got 4 memory, but you don't really have the pieces. Obviously, he's still missing like the Belphemon, which kind of stinks. It doesn't happen, I feel, as often because you have a lot of cycle in Belphemon. You just don't have like a lot of ways to get hand advantage. All right, Psychomon in raising to get the cycle. All right, and then the scatter for another 2. Now you gotta, like, do you even want to get rid of the Gaussmon? I guess you can't swing over it because he got Zoraid, but he's gonna be able to, chip away another damage, and if he gets KO'd, you get to play probably like a Greymon from hand to get even more sources. And the fact that you're, the Kriya really cares if they're just 2 cards on the board, so being able to get that stun there, and then like pseudo guaranteeing that we get to the Gaussmon stays around. That extra memory really helps. And you also have the boost that you're popping, so you can get to 3 memory very easy next turn. All right, and draw 1, discard 1 with the Protomon, and okay, we see a Rage Mode finally hit the trash. That might be a little bit too late. Okay, popping the boost to go to 4. You need to be at least 3. And yeah, probably swinging with, yeah, okay, yeah, 5, yeah. Because he still ended the turn with the Protomon out, so. Doesn't matter which board, both boards, your board, your opponent's board, as long as there's 2 Digimon that exist in play, you get that boost. So another attack, another draw. We have the regular Eismon, hit the trash there, get the deletion on the Gaussmon, and what are we playing? All right, yep, Greymon looking at top 4. No Ice Wall this game, which is probably pretty good for Sergey. But again, like the amount of tempo you've already lost. We're getting a Greymon to hand, and I guess another Greymon. Yep, 2 Greymons. One from the original set, one from the X4. And only 1 Digimon exists, so we can't get extra value from the Metal Greymon, but I think it's in a good spot for Quentin here. Yep, we're going into... Yep, our Metal Grey. Which will get the stun on Proto, which is not huge, but is impactful. Alright, and Launcher for 2. Get to bomb deck the Proto, which is pretty strong. Gets around the on-KO effect. Going down to 2 cards in security with that Gauzy hit there. Fortunately, you won't be able to use the effect of the... If you want to go into Zeeg, you won't be able to get the effect there. So just playing another Gaussmon there, passing to 3. And, just another swing. You have potential win on the board right now. 3 swings. This is game 2, right? I'm having like flashbacks that Sergey scooped up 1 game very quickly. This is game 2? Okay. I must be thinking the previous round. Okay, yeah, against Bloom. Yeah, it was against Bloom. He lost on like turn 3. Because Eddie went super wide, super fast. All right. Now, big think here. So, again, there's a lot of stuff you have to play around for this deck. All right, playing that there. Going into Ostamon, which will let you go into the Belphi and only have 1 stack, which is really important for you. And there's the Rage mode you get to put underneath it. And there you go. But again, this could be potential OTK. I mean, Hybrid does win you the game right now, too. All right, taking the hit, going and hitting a Gizmon XT. Also, just having the pieces needed to what? To Digicross will get you there too. We did see a couple. We know there's what? At least a Greymon in hand. Not sure on anything else. If this... Yeah, this does have Armor Purge, unfortunately, because, if this could get deleted and you get your resources back, you can definitely Metal Grey. All right, hitting a purple mem boost. All right, trying to swing for game. It will get prevented with the effect of the Belphemon. Assumedly, unless he just wants to lose right here. Probably just deciding on which cards to pitch. Probably asking pieces in trash. And I see no Digicross pieces in trash right now. All right. And you bring the Psychmon back with the Ostamon effect. Now what? Do you have the Digicross? All right. Yeah. Digivolve there for one, or sorry, for two. Get rid of there. But that does mean, like, unless that drew you a hybrid, you're not winning this turn, unfortunately. But that does mean you have like double armor purge, which is nice. All right, and you can pass to one if you want, but like that also means it just gets deleted immediately. All right, Greymon for 4, look top 4. There's a merciful mode and 2 mailbirds. I wonder if that's what it was missing. Adds both the hand. All right, and using the effect to delete the board. I saw no security control. None. Sorry to disappoint. All right, so you did get like some cards off the board, but you armor purged with the Cyber Launcher. The Gaussmon played a Mailbird, so I don't think you can inherently clear a board right now. You can double up attacks into there. We also have the Mailbird effect going off too on play. One of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level gains when attacking lose 2 memory until the end of opponent's turn. So, which should affect the Belphi as well. Because it was after you, quote-unquote, de-digivolved with it. So you can swing twice with it, and then your turn just... I mean, I guess we have the purple mem boost, right? But... Yep, so lose 2 memory. Gets rid of the Mailbird. And then we save it with the Tamer. I think there's 2 Belphi players. At least 2, maybe 3. Let's see, and we did see that Izzy won the Shine Mirror match on table 2, so good for, so I think Izzy's going to be top 4 guaranteed. And yeah, I think we scooped it up, so we're going into game number 3 here. Yeah, because I don't think he had a way to get rid of the chain there. Looks like he's going out to grab something real quick. All right, he's back. All right, Demi-Meramon into... I can never remember that koala's name. What's the koala's name? Bring it up just so I can remember it. What's the name? I need a name. It is Phascomon? Phascomon? Here it is. On deletion, you draw one, trash one. And end of opponent's turn, draw one, trash one. Phascool. What do you mean top card was an egg? All right, hits the Tamer. Went up the Gizmon chain pretty quick there. And playing a purple Mem Boost. It was an egg? Okay. Like the egg deck or what? Additionally, the blue flare player shuffled it afterwards too. They continue to shuffle. They play the Galsmon, gets the Greymon. Looking at top four. That's 2 hits narrowly. We get the Metal Gray and the Male Bird. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. All right, playing the Metal Gray here. Getting 3 back. You will be able to attack and stun the Gizmon. Not that that's super huge, but it is something. Hits into security, hits another, XT, which does get the deletion and the save. All right, and goes into the Metal Gray again. Using the recently acquired Male Bird. Attacking again. Going down to 3 cards, hits into a Proto Gizmon. So you are adding Gizmons to their trash, which they normally like to have those for their effects, but this one does get to stay around, at least for a little bit. And then playing a Tamer for 4 and passing there. All right, and got 4 memory to work with. We already have our Tamer established, which is really great. You could go Astamon into there, but it looks like Proto Gizmon by popping the egg. And thinking from here. You have a purple memory boost, so you can go up to 5 if you want to. You obviously get the effects from the undeletions, but it looks like, yeah, popping there lets you draw 2, discard 2. It also means that, I mean, I think we already had a proto in our trash, but just means you guarantee 1 from the XT. Getting a Psychmon as well as another tamer into the trash. But now what? But now what? And okay. Yep, going to there from there. And unfortunately, you have a really wide board, though. So you will be able to attack twice here. You'll be able to go up to 4 memory as Blue Flare as well. You will be able to negate 1 attack with the sleep mode, right? But we'll see. All right, we are digicrossing into probably another Metal Gray. Probably one from the older one. I guess the older one. That is correct for 3. Which should let us get jamming, but we don't get to the restand for this one. Yeah, because it's the EX4 one, so it just gives you jamming. All right, scatter mode there. I believe 1 card left in security, maybe 2. And we're already getting down to it. We only got 7 minutes left in this round. Both players taking a lot of time to think. It's an interesting matchup. Because there's a lot of stuff like both players have to play around. So you do get the restand with the Mailbird. And we see Sergey contemplating a discard too. And maybe thinking about swinging again. All right, going down to 1 card in life. And that does get deleted there. But I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that that entire board is stunned now, right? All right, so yeah, you get your 2 back. Yep. You can swing at this again with the Z-Gray. All right, go down to 0. We did see like some Blitz Omnis in there. Okay, but not today. Yeah, I think we've seen him cycle some Blitz Omni in this deck. Alright, you can use this to still clear that. He unsuspended with the Z-Gray effect. Since they had more than 2 Digimon out. Yeah. Yeah, but you went into Metal Gray this turn, right? I don't think... That one should definitely be stunned now, right? Yeah, okay. We have Psychmon, which does kind of put a wrinkle in your plans. It does mean that you can't just blue flare for the W, because you can't reduce play costs. Which is essentially their whole thing. But we'll see. All right, attack in there. Yeah, this is a bit scary now. Because you can do like you just need a hybrid, right? A hybrid would win it for you. Okay, Ice Wall kind of helps. But yeah, that Psychemon is ruining all your plans. All right, and okay. I mean, but those are just gonna both get popped by the sleepy mode activating, yeah? Which then you also get like another... No. Okay, yeah. Ostamon is not underneath there. It's just the tamer. Now you need like double hybrid for game. Or somehow for Psychemon to get deleted. But at this point, that Psychemon is just carrying this entire matchup on its back. Yeah, this guy's gonna be really annoying if I really do commit to playing Royal Knights, because he gets a lot of value. A lot of value. Yeah. And generically, you don't have like a lot of like good removal in Blue Flare for Psychemon. Like how would you traditionally get rid of it? You already go up your stack and then you launcher it away? But that's just not possible right now. Raigeki? I guess so. Even like cards that could be hidden security, there's not a lot. Yeah, there's only bounce, and playing 3 to put Psychemon out is usually not too cumbersome either. Ultimate Flare? I suppose. Ultimate Flare only hits Psychemon, though. And you can technically play it because you have, like, the Nene Tamer, which is black, but still. Oh, we're just keeping it Belphemon. All right. If you have hybrid, you got it. Next program, man, you guys are right. Why am I the one commentating this? You guys have so many better ideas. Superior mode, correct. Continued good plays. You know, you don't even have a rookie to put onto the Wanyamon. Oh, that's too bad. There's a Greymon. Yeah, there's a Greymon. Which, if it was just named Greymon, you could play in this deck. But since it's named Greymon, it's not as functional. All right, we're going in. All right, Galsmon. And this should be 2 checks and restand. Another Tamer. And Greymon, restand there. Which then gets another Protomon. Yeah, I guess so. Alright, swing again, 2 checks. Sorai. No, and... No. Alright, yeah. And Psychmon goes for game. There it is. Alright, Sergey takes it. 2-1 with Belphemon.